Hello and welcome to a video about how to install Me3, a personal AI assistant I created for myself and for a few friends. Originally started as like a WordPress alternative, and since it's 2026 it morphed into a personal AI assistant somehow that can handle your email, calendar, website and some more. You host it yourself, meaning it lives on the internet and you own it. You own the code, you own the database, you own all the gobbledygook technology that you don't really care about. But you own it, which is important. And so live at your domain. Say you have a custom domain. Mine is kieranbutler.com. This installation will live there. And if you don't have a domain and you don't want one, you don't need one. You'll get a gobbledygook one from Cloudflare. Cloudflare is the company that hosts your code, and they host and secure a lot of the internet. So probably too much information, so let's just jump in and install it. You go to me3.app and click install. So you'll need a Cloudflare account. It's simple. You just sign into Cloudflare and you have an account. You'll also need a GitHub account, also simple and free. You just sign into github.com and then you have a GitHub account. Takes about, 20 seconds. So I already have one. So this is my GitHub account. I'm going to click create private Git repository. Name my installation if I want to. You don't need to. You can name your database. I wouldn't bother. And then you can click deploy. And it's that simple. So now it's going to copy the code from GitHub into your GitHub account. So now you own it. And then it'll build that code and then deploy the app. And it takes about 2 minutes. And then you have your own app. That's how simple it is. You can do this from your phone. You don't need a computer to do this. Then you have your own personal AI harness, assistant, agent. Assistant is the most human-friendly name. I'm going to fast forward this now. This takes 2 minutes. Yay, it's done. So when it's done, you should see a blue button appear somewhere. I don't see it. If you don't see the blue button appear, you'll see this. Success. Okay? And here's the piece you need. This is the URL. How you're going to access your new Me3 installation. Copy that. Visit that. Boom. This is yours now. Okay? Now you need to sign in and configure Me3, which it is a bit more detailed, I will say. Not too much more, but you can do it bit by bit as you're working on it over time. So you want to sign in to it. And the easiest way to sign in is sign in with Google. This is a similar idea. Sign in with Me3. If you don't want to do that, which I wouldn't recommend, you can go down the hard way. But this is going to make everything else a bit easier. So you sign in with Me3, it'll bring you up to what you're used to here, and then you will sign in. I'm going to sign in with Google. Click Connect App. It'll show you this. It'll redirect you back to your installation, and now we're into the onboarding configuration phase. So, basic profile stuff, your name, a handle, the wheel of life. So this is just a coaching tool that gives yourself and your assistant a little bit of context about where you are in life. So later on, it'll be able to help you a little bit better. And then you can set your main goal for now, which is whatever you want it to be. If you don't know, you better find out. Then we have plugins. You don't need to do anything here. This is just to show you what plugins are. So Me3 can be extended with plugins. You can even build your own if you want sometime, because AI is doing all the coding now anyway, so anyone can do it. And you can probably create your own plugin if you need it for your use case, but that's a future problem, and we'll deal with that soon. So you're in. This is it. Your own personal AI harness. Magic. By default, the best open source model on the market that's free and right now is this one, I believe. So that's the default here. You have other free ones. Even though they're open source, okay, they need computer power to work because they're working in the cloud. So they will cost some pennies or cents and very, very little Very, very little. And they're just as good as many of the paid models out there. And if you want to use Claude or Chat or GPT 5.5 or 6 or whatever the model is now, you can do that. In settings, you just paste in your API key and then you will have access to those models too. For most people, these models will be fine for most things. So this is your chat interface. This is where you talk to your assistant and give it jobs. Jobs are repeatable tasks that run automatically. Soon you'll be able to create your own. I didn't add that yet, but it's nearly ready. I put in some default ones here that might be useful. Okay, so the next job is to get familiar with what Me3 is and also to configure it. And there are a few important pieces you might need to know about to configure it properly. So first is it's a website builder. It'll give you a simple website. So you go to the site builder, you get a simple Me3 website. I'll show you mine here when it's built. It's very simple to build it, and just by filling out this form, ticking some boxes, uploading your avatar image, a real image preferably, adding links, anything you'd expect from a website you get. I'll just go to my one to show you a finished one. You can do this in probably 10 or 15 minutes. So here's your website, and that is your public. Think of it like a digital business card for yourself, and it is automatically readable by AI agents. By which I mean AI agents will find it easy to understand what you do from your website, which gives them useful context. And more importantly, the agent you care about now is your assistant. So your assistant is going to use the data in your website to know about you, what you do, what you offer, etc., etc. And that's also important context for your personal AI assistant. It knows that, if you want to be geeky, because there's a protocol called the me.json file. So it's a file for AI agents, and they like to see things in this format because they're robots. So that's your site. Then what else do we got? I spend a lot of my time in the journal because I just brain dump my thoughts for the day, and then from there I'll create tasks and reminders and other bits and bobs. You can create reminders from your assistant by typing it or talking to it. You can say, remind me to go to the shop and buy milk tomorrow. And, should add that reminder to your calendar. So it's set a reminder, open your calendar. You don't need Google anymore. You have your own calendar that you own. And there's your reminder. Wow, cool. Bookings from your website, if you offer such a thing, will also show up in here automatically as, I believe, personal events, I think, or bookings. Yeah, once you have that set up. Another powerful piece of Me3 is to make your agent really useful, you want to give it access to an email. This can be your email, or this can be an email you define specifically for your agent, because, it's a gray area. Should we be giving AI agents access to our personal emails? I don't really know. I'm keeping my Gmail for now, and I'm using my work email as my email here, and I'm allowing my agent to read it so it can, flag important emails. I really don't want to be checking email anymore, so I'm going to tell my assistant who are my important contacts, or let's say if an email comes with such and such a subject or looks important, then send me a notification. That's how I'm going to handle it. That's how I handle it now. You can also set up automatic jobs to read your emails every day at 8 o'clock. And if anything looks like an invoice, or a payment, you automatically file it away in your accounts, which is pretty cool. That's useful, and it demonstrates what can be done when you own all of the pieces of your digital life, plus your own AI assistant. Because when you use ChatGPT and other providers, you'll never own the model, so the model is the brain, but you don't own the harness, which is this thing. This whole Me3 thing is everything around the harness, and that's the part you can own, and that's the part I believe you should own, and that's why I created this. And when you do own that, you can do a lot of cool stuff. And this is, you're in it for the long term here. Then you want to set yourself up to win with AI in the long term. That's the whole idea. So enough of that. So mission control is where you might spend a lot more of your time. It's like a dashboard for yourself. And you can customize this how you like it. You have access to that wheel of life you saw. You need to configure this to allow the usage of your AI models show up here. So when you have configured this, you will see your token spend, basically, which is useful. And you can set your mission statement, important context for you to keep you focused, and important context for the assistant, because it can also help keep you focused on what you said you were going to do, your goals, and so on. So projects are in mission control. You have a personal one by default. This is just a task manager. Add tasks, add projects, view it in a board, use it or not. You can also link journal entries to projects. I'm getting into the nitty gritty now, but you may not need to know some of this. So that's pretty much it. I won't go into too much more detail here. All of the configuration, more or less, is done from the settings. There is instructions in the settings for how to do it all. Custom domain is required for a custom email address because you want yourdomain.com and you want your name at yourdomain.com. So, they go hand in hand and they're quite easy to set up. There's a guide. So follow that. If you get stuck, send me an email. I'm also offering paid sessions to help you set up Me3, and I'll teach you everything I've learned from the last year of building with AI in general. And I'm still learning because it's moving fast. Storage is a big one. You want this one, you really want. You need to enable this in Cloudflare. There is instructions. Okay. It's free, but you need to provide your credit card. You get 10 gigabytes free a month of storage. This is very useful because you need storage to be able to store email attachments. If you have large site files, let's say you're uploading videos to your website, images, let's say your AI agent here is generating images. They need to be stored somewhere, and they need this to get stored. So this is key. It's not that hard to set up. Updating Me3 is important. So you're going to need to be able to do that. So you're going to need to activate this updater. You connect to, you don't need to know. It's like a GitHub app that helps you update it. You can connect to Telegram, talk to your Me3 agent assistant via Telegram. Quite easy. Instructions are here. Very simple to do, really. SoulLink is an app I created. It's for conscious communities and it's in beta right now, but you can join the waitlist. You can email me. I can get you working with that. SoulLink is heavily integrated with Me3, so it'll be more beneficial than using Telegram in the long run. So if you want to use that, you can join the waitlist. You'll get notified when it's available, which is going to be very soon. I'm already using it and it's pretty cool. AI models, so the default ones you've seen are here. You already have access to all of them. If you want to use GPT whatever or Claude, you can insert your API key here and use those, no problem. Payments is related to your website and accepting payments, so you need Stripe for that. Set up a Stripe account, you'll get an API key, copy it in here. And that's it. Off to the races. Oh, one other thing. On your mobile, you can easily install a shortcut app icon to your phone's home screen, which makes accessing this super easy and useful. It just appears like an app on your phone. So you open Chrome or Safari on your phone, you click share, and then you click add to home screen. It'll automatically add an app icon to your home screen, and then you can have access to this on your phone easily. And that's it. You should be able to do that pretty easily. So good luck. Welcome to taking ownership of your digital life. And I hope you see why that is important. And if not, it's pretty cool anyway. So long term, this gives you a lot of flexibility. You'll be able to create your own plugins. There'll probably be a plugin store at some point where you can just get plugins for your various needs and customize this whole thing how you like it. And the idea is to create jobs for your assistant that run automatically, that allow you to spend less time glued to a screen and more time finding out or doing what it is that you're good at, and spending more time in nature, hopefully. That's my plan anyway. So I'm going to make that happen. So hopefully this will be very useful for whatever you want to make happen in your own life. So thanks for listening, and until next time.